Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Aimee here. It's been a minute. It has been a minute and I am so sorry. I took a little step back. Two reasons. I was overwhelmed. I overwhelmed myself. And then I kind of got hooked on Teen Wolf and I didn't want to stop watching it. Like, it literally consumed my life. Like, just took it over. But it's okay. I enjoyed every minute of it. I finished the season. Oh, what was it? I think I finished it on Tuesday. Yes, I finished it on Tuesday. And I was so sad that it was over. I still do need to watch the movie that recently came out. But I was absolutely obsessed, y'all, and that's all I wanted to do. I have not done any reading, although I have finished a book that I was reading before I got obsessed into Teen Wolf. But I'm still reading a male romance that I was reading at that time as well. Not that I don't like the male romance. I do. It is really good. It kind of, being obsessed with watching Teen Wolf kind of put me in a little bit of a reading slump. So when I was done with Teen Wolf, like, I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what to do. But anyway, I was overwhelming myself. I was trying to get up for y'all 2 videos a week. And I also tried to start a TikTok, which I do plan on continuing to do TikToks because I do think they are super fun and I was enjoying it. But I was overwhelming myself. I was trying to post like 2 videos a week, at least a TikTok a week, working an 8-hour job where I cannot break to do any other work from. It was just a lot trying to fit in 2 jobs basically and then my regular life. I was getting overwhelmed. So I took a step back and then once I got into Teen Wolf, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a little break and watch Teen Wolf, be obsessed, and just go with it. So here we are. I did put up my April new releases video that I had filmed weeks ago. Also want to mention I did post on YouTube that I made some mistakes in that video. I guess I wasn't on top of my game. I don't know, but there was a book in that video that was released in January. Why it came up when I was looking for books releasing in April, I don't know. But anyway, it was released. I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but it was released in January. And then there's an Ella Frank book coming out. I thought it was coming out in April. It's not coming out till May. And that could have been, because a lot of times, you know, dates get changed. But we didn't have a cover for the book that was coming out. It's from the Confessions series, and this is Zane. There was no really synopsis, no cover for the book, but I swear I thought it said April, like the end of April. But then when I was posting the video and putting the links in my description box, it came up as May 9th. So I do know for sure the Confession series, this is book number 8, I think, and it's Zane. It's a menage book, 2 men and a woman, I believe. It comes out on May 9th as of today, which is Friday, April 7th. So anyway, I'm ready to jump back into reading. Like I said, I'm still reading that male romance, but I'm about 69% into the book. I'm reading it on my tablet, so I probably will finish that maybe this weekend. But I'm ready to pick some more books for this month to read, and I didn't know what I was feeling. I had no idea. So I took my list from the 23 thrillers that I want to read in 2023, and I just went down the list and pulled the books from my shelf that I actually physically had. So we'll talk about those first, and then of course we'll get to the male romance jar of books that I want to read in 2023 as well. Okay, so we'll start off with The Nanny. This is by Jilly McMillan. This has been on my shelf for a couple years now. So it's time to get to it. Ruth Ware posted a quote on the front that says, "Dark, twisty, and full of characters you'll love to hate." I'll read a little bit of the synopsis. The first part says, On a hot night in the summer of 1987, Hannah, the Holt family's nanny, left Lake Hall without a trace, devastating the 7-year-old Joe. Haunted by the loss of the woman she loved more than anyone, Joe grew up blaming her beautiful aristocratic mother, Virginia. 3 years later, in the wake of tragedy, Joe returns to her faded childhood home and is forced to confront her troubled relationship with her mother. But the fraught peace between mother and daughter frays when a human skull is accidentally discovered in the lake behind the house. Joe finds herself questioning everything and learns one by one that her childhood recollections may not be what they seem. Who loves her? Who doesn't? And what really happened on that hot summer evening all those years ago? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Really excited about this one. This is The Resting Place by Camilla Sten. I haven't had this on my shelf for very long. I bought it sometime last year, but I've been wanting to get to it. First of all, I love the cover. It's super creepy. This is the book about the woman that has a condition where she sees someone, but then she immediately like loses the memory of their face or something like that. It says the medical term is prosopagnosia. The average person calls it face blindness, the inability to recognize a familiar person's face. So when Eleanor walked in on the scene of her cruel grandmother's murder, she came face to face with a killer, a maddening expression that means nothing to someone like her. With each passing day, the anxiety of having come so close to a killer and not knowing if they'd be back overtakes both her dreams and her waking moments. That's all I want to know about this book. I don't want to dive too much into the synopsis. I don't really think it really gave anything away, but yeah, I just find that so intriguing. So I can't wait to get into this one. Then we have Hidden Pictures. This is by Jason Rukulak. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. This one is, if I'm remembering correctly, about a little boy who started to draw very disturbing pictures that seem to be coming true. So it looks like we follow his nanny, Mallory. It says fresh out of rehab. Mallory Quinn takes a job in the affluent suburb of Springbrook, New Jersey as a babysitter for Ted and Carolyn Maxwell. She is to look after their 5-year-old son, Teddy. Mallory immediately loves this new job. She lives in the Maxwell's pool house, goes on nightly runs, and has the stability she craves. And she sincerely bonds with Teddy, a sweet, shy boy who is never without his sketchbook and a pencil. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons, but one day he draws something different. A man in a forest dragging a woman's lifeless body. So are these like premonitions? Like, what is going on? So I'm excited to get into this one, and I love the fact that we get like his little drawings. So we have like some illustrations in here. Like, what the heck is that? So I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for all of these, always. This one, The Key to Fear. This is by Chris and Cass. I cannot wait to get to this one. I don't know which one I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna have to like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But this one has to do with the pandemic. This is the one that our author wrote before the pandemic happened, but it was released, I think it was released around the time of the pandemic or something, because she made an announcement, I want to say like through her email, that you know, this has nothing to do with current times. She wrote this way before COVID-19 was even thought about, but it does have to do with this type of pandemic. But I think it's like through touch, something like that. No touching today for a healthy tomorrow. That's the slogan. So for 50 years, the Key Corporation has defended humanity against a deadly virus that spreads through touch. Lovers don't kiss or even hold hands. Personal boundaries are valued above all. Break the laws and you'll face execution. Elodie, a talented young nurse, believes in the mission of the key and has never questioned the laws that control her life. But Elodie, I don't know if I'm saying that right, it's Elodie, is forced to break the rules when she sets out in search of a terminal patient who goes missing while under her care. From the outside, it seems like Aiden was given everything he could want from the key, a purpose, an education, and a future. But Aiden knows more than he's letting on, and the dark secrets he's keeping could tear the key's strict society apart. When Elodie and Aiden's lives collide, the fallout will be devastating. What do you do when the brutal system that once kept you safe hunts you down? You run. I don't know, but I'm all about it. You know, I'm morbid like that, but if this may be a trigger warning type of book for those that have triggers for COVID, which is very understandable. I'm just morbid like that, and I like reading it. Okay, so that's the physical books I had on my shelf. That is also on my 23 thrillers to read in 2023. So I'm excited about these. So let's pick from my jar of Male Male romances. I'm gonna pick 4. I usually give myself like 8 books a month to pick from. Sometimes I go off and I pick something else. Sometimes I read everything and I read more. It just depends on the month. But we're kind of starting late in this month, so we'll see how it goes. But let's pick 4 of these. I love this. I'm so excited. Okay. Did I pick 1 or 2? Okay. Okay, what's the first one? What a Coinky Dink! It's Robbie by Ella Frank. So this is, I believe, the first book in the Confessions series by Ella Frank. Robbie, I'll put it right here so you can see the cover. It says, relationships are complex, love ever-changing, and when it comes to rules of the heart, they were made to be broken. That's what Robert Antonio Bianchi was telling himself anyway. Otherwise, he really had no excuse for what or who he'd done. No excuse except for his lonely heart, a pitcher of margaritas, 4 bitter bitches, and the apparent need to confess all his weaknesses to the 2 men he knew would bring him nothing but trouble. But trouble was nothing new. Just ask his crazy sisters or any of his friends, and they'd be the first to tell you. If there was a bad decision to be made, Robbie always had a knack for making it. And thus begins the story of the priest, the princess, and the prick. How crazy is that I would pick when I was just talking about the 8th book that is coming out in May. All right, let's see what else we got in here. I don't know what. Okay. Oh, okay, well, I picked 2. One just fell on the floor. This one is Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. I have that one up here. On all the books are gonna fall now. Okay, that's okay. I was actually trying to save this for if I hadn't picked it out of my jar, I was gonna read it during Pride Month, but that's okay. We'll read it for the month of April. So yeah, this is the 3rd and final book in the Simon Snow series. So we have Simon and his love interest. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. It's been so long. I want to say Bane, but I know that's not right. Baz. Close. This is Simon and Baz. How cute are they? Simon, this series kind of started out as like a prodigy of Harry Potter, where Simon is our Harry. He's like the chosen one, and Baz is like our Malfoy. So it was really fun and cute. I had a good time with the first book. The second book was it was okay, not my favorite. So I'm hoping we can get some fun out of these 2 guys in this book. But yeah, Baz is also a vampire, And Simon, over time, I'm not clear, I don't remember why he developed wings and a tail, but yeah, now he has wings and a tail, and they love each other, and this is the rest of their like group of friends. I love it. This was, I think, the Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition, yes. So in this one, it says, in Carry On, Simon Snow and his friends realized that everything they thought they understood about the world might be wrong, and in Wayward Son, they wondered whether everything they understood about themselves might be wrong. In Any Way the Wind Blows, Simon and Baz and Penelope and Agatha have to decide how to move forward. For Simon, that means deciding whether he still wants to be part of the world of Magi's, and if he doesn't, what does that mean for his relationship with Baz? Meanwhile, Baz is bouncing between two family crises and not finding any time to talk to anyone about his newfound vampire knowledge. Penelope would love to help, but she's smuggled an American normal into London, and now she isn't sure what to do with him. Well, Agatha, well beloved, has had enough. Anyway, the Wind Blows takes the gang back to England, back to Watford, and back to their families and their longest and most emotional wrenching adventure yet. It does say this book is a finale. It tells secrets and answers questions and lays ghosts to rest. So there you go. I'm excited. It's a bit of a chunker, but we're going to do it. I'm definitely going to do the audio to this because I love the narration of the audiobooks from the first two books. So I'm pretty positive whoever's doing the narration for this book did those as well. So I'll definitely be listening to Simon and Baz because it just brought their story to life, just like Harry Potter world. I did physically read those when they were hot and popular, but I also listened to the audiobooks, and the audiobooks are fantastic. Okay, number 3 in my jar is, oh my goodness, My Policeman by Bethan Roberts, and I do have that book as well somewhere. Here it is. Okay, I wanted to read this book and then watch the movie on, I guess it says it's on Prime Video. So yeah, so we might be doing that this month. I'm excited. So this is about a relationship back in the 1950s where the same-sex couples were definitely not something that was seen or even like allowed, which I don't understand that, but anyway. It's in 1950s Brighton that Marion first catches sight of Tom. He teaches her to swim, gently guiding her through the water in the shadow of the city's famous pier, and Marion is smitten, determined her love alone will be enough for them both. A few years later, Tom meets Patrick, a curator of the Brighton Museum. Patrick is besotted and opens Tom's eyes to a glamorous, sophisticated new world of art, travel, and beauty. Tom is their policeman, and in this age, it is safer for him to marry Marion and meet Patrick in secret. The two lovers must share him until one of them breaks and 3 lives are destroyed. This says it's inspired by the real-life relationship of the novelist E.M. Forster had with a policeman, Bob Buckingham, and his wife, May. My Policeman is a deeply heartfelt story of love's passionate endurance and the devastation wrought by a repressive society. Oh, I'm most looking forward to this one. Okay, so we have one more to pick from the jar. Hostile by Nicole Dykes. So we have 2 guys here, Grayson and Rhett. I believe both of them are closeted gays. Grayson is the top of his class, star quarterback of the football team. Every guy wants to be his friend. Every girl wants to date him. Life is pretty sweet, except it's not. it's all fake. School comes too easy for him and he's bored. Football isn't fun anymore. The guys he hangs out with aren't really his friends, and the girls, he doesn't want to date any of them. The only one he does want to date is a little bit hostile. And in comes Rhett. Rhett says life has never been easy. He's a foster kid, lucky enough to be adopted as a teen, but who still can't find a way to be happy. He has two best friends who are amazing and supportive, and yet he can't bring himself to tell them his biggest secret. So this one might be a little bit on the emotional side, which I'm good with. So we have two guys that are going to be discovering themselves with each other. Like they know they're gay. They know who they want. So yeah, so we're going to have some experimenting, some first times, all about it. Okay, how fun was that? I love this. I love this. So I have almost all physical books except for the one, the two of them that I don't have physically. Confessions, Robbie, and then Hostile. So yeah, I'll be reading those on my tablet. I may find some audiobooks for most of these. We'll see how it goes. I don't think Key of Fear has an audiobook, so I may be physically reading that one, but we'll see how the month goes, y'all. So I'm starting a little late in the game this month, and once again, I apologize about my little hiatus, unexpected hiatus, I guess. But as far as being overwhelmed with everything, I'm probably going to drop down to like one video a week. I'm still going to try to do my best to get like maybe one post of TikTok out for the week. I have been enjoying it. I'll have my TikTok link down below if you want to go follow me, check me out, whatever. You don't have to. Please don't feel obligated. I'm not the best at social media, y'all. I'm terrible at it. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all are all doing well out there. Happy Easter. If you celebrate Easter, hope you have a very happy Easter. If not, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see y'all very soon in another video. Bye, y'all.